Let's be honest. If one more sports bra folds in half or escapes in the wash, we might lose it. That's why Marissa created Core Movements, activewear designed by women who get it. Launching tomorrow, July 11th, the Revival collection is built for your real life. The 6 a.m. workouts, the back-to-back meetings, the toddler tantrums, and everything in between. Their bras, permanent padding. No adjusting, no reshaping, no digging around post-laundry. Just grab and go. It's flattering, supportive, and built to move with you and not against you. Because movement isn't just about fitness, it's about finding your strength, your rhythm, and feeling confidently supported. Core Movements for women who carry the weight and still choose to rise. Use code BEHINDTHEBIZ, that's BEHINDTHEBIZ, to save 10% on your order on their new launch. Thank you. Let's get into our interview today with Marissa Whalen from Little Movements and Core Movements. Okay,
let's do it.
Behind the business.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Today we have Marissa Whalen. I always want to say Melissa, but I think it's because I have some friends, Melissa. But Marissa Whalen, she is the owner of Little Movements and Core Movements. And I'm so excited to chat with you today. We've already been chatting, and I'm like, okay, wait, hold it. We gotta keep it for the podcast. But I'm so excited. So you've been in business since 2018, right?
Yes, and thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh,
I'm excited to be here. It's like such a small world. I think we met probably
I think 7 years 2018.
Ago.
Yeah.
That's super.
We
cool.
met at Elevate. So Sarah Marshall, who started Elevate in Rockbrook, was a cycling studio, or it is a cycling studio, but now it's a different owner. I don't know. How did you know Sarah?
You know what? It's crazy. Like, it's just so crazy how things started, but she actually found us first. And we started our business, like, even though we're based in Lincoln, some Omaha peeps found us, and we started doing pop-ups in Omaha first before anything. So I think she found us on Instagram.
I think when I met you with Hello Ruby Truck at Elevate, I think it was like your first pop-up.
It was.
Was it?
It was our very first pop-up.
Yeah. I think it was June. But,
yes.
Okay. So can you tell me how you got started? Because I know when you started with your friend, and now you're solo. So tell me about that.
Yeah. So it has become something I wasn't expecting. We started in 2018, and I started with one of my best friends, Lindsay Haig. And we started Little Movements as a woman's athletic wear company. We wanted to just offer affordable activewear and encourage movement every day through affordable style. We just noticed some gaps in the athletic wear market. So 2 moms on a budget, we worked out together, and we didn't want to spend $100 on leggings. So at that time when we started, athletic wear really hadn't taken off into what it is today yet.
Right.
And you couldn't just find a good pair of leggings at Target yet.
Right.
So
there wasn't Joy Lab yet.
And it's so cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so cute. But so there wasn't anything quite like that yet on the market. So we kind of did some research. We found some potential people that we could buy from in LA, and just wrote up a business plan and like pitched it to our husbands. And they bought into it. So we're like, all right, well,
we can sell it.
Let's just
to the husband.
Put some clothes on a credit card and see if we can pay it off, you know? So we started in our basements, and very, very humbly, like, we would buy like 2 pairs of leggings, 2 sets of leggings, 2 sports bras, and a jacket. And we would sell that, and whatever we would make from that, we would just turn and purchase our next little round. And we didn't pay ourselves for about the first year, but just really started to kind of like understand the whole retail process. So that's how we started.
So how did you find, when you were first starting, were you going to market, or were you on the wholesale websites, or how did that work to find brands that you liked? You're essentially a boutique for athletic wear.
Well, we had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah, like, as we all don't. When
literally zero idea. And so I think there's so much magic in that, though, like learning as you go and making mistakes as you go and figuring it out. And there wasn't any other boutique like us focusing on just athletic wear. And so we really didn't know what to do. And we didn't have any money. Like, we were not putting our own money into it, really. We were just really trying to bootstrap and keep going. So we found one wholesaler that we used, and we loved them so much. And we really found that other people were liking their product too. So we just kept buying from them specifically. We never went to market. Like, I have literally only been to 2 markets in 7 years.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of, that one brand. And then as we tried to branch out to different brands, it was a lot of trial and error. So we might get something in, hate it, send it back.
Yeah.
So kind of a...
What, they let you do that in athletics?
Yeah, right.
Send it back?
Sometimes. They used to anyway.
I was
they
like, that. I feel like we never could do that.
I know.
In boutique clothing world, but...
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
So it was a lot of trial and error for sure, as far as like the purchasing goes. And we probably did things differently than a lot of people in the way that like we were just doing pop-ups and selling like only online. And we really fell in love with the online like community growth. So we loved taking pictures of other girls and building up like their confidence and hyping them up in the clothing, giving them an outfit for modeling and like letting them kind of like use it on their social media and spread the word. And we tried to invite lots of different people into our business in that way. Like, we didn't have employees, but we would take photos of cute girls, athletic girls, and let them promote it for us. So kind of went in a different route than probably a traditional boutique would. We did start doing pop-ups like after our first year, which was good for growth too, meeting new people face to face. I would say we really took off in 2020 during COVID.
Which is crazy. I mean, that's good because not a lot of people can say that.
Yeah.
So why do you think that is? Everyone was working out at home and not dressing up, not going into the office?
Absolutely. Yeah. And we were blessed in the way that we didn't have a storefront yet. So it had eventually outgrown our home, and we rented out a really small like office in Hickman, Nebraska. And we would literally have to sit it was a closet. It's like, it was so small. And we would sit on the floor and package our stuff and have it organized on the wall there. But I think, like you said, like things switched to where people were not going to gyms. They were working out from home, but they still wanted people to know that like, hey, I'm here and I look really cute and I'm working out at home.
And it makes you feel better when you're in a cute set rather than...
Yeah. And so we kind of switched our pop-ups then to doing more like live selling videos, which just I think helped put personality to our brand too, and we connected to people in that way. And
Instagram or Facebook or both?
Again, definitely did things in like a roundabout way, but we would put one phone on Facebook and one phone on Instagram.
Good. So both.
And then we would so they'd both be on us, and Lindsay would like I would talk about an outfit and she would make it live on our website. So then people would be like, oh, that one's live. Like we didn't use an in-between app.
Yeah.
And people would purchase that way. And then she would talk about the next outfit. I would make it live, kind of a thing.
Switching off.
But we both still had jobs at the time. So it was like, it has always been a grind, but I just think about those days so much because it was like, dude, we were so motivated. I'm like, dang. We would meet at the gym at 4 a.m. and then we would package afterwards. And then, we'd post throughout the day, whatever we would sell. Maybe we'd do like our photos at night, and then we'd redo the whole thing again.
Wow.
And so it was definitely a different grind than it is now. It's still a lot of grinding.
Yeah.
But
in a different way.
Yes. Yeah.
So what was your full-time job?
Well, I've kind of been a hodgepodge trying to figure out who I wanted to be when I grew up. And so I graduated with a degree in secondary special education, and I was a special ed teacher for 4 years. And then I stayed at home with my 2 kiddos I took a year's leave, and then it turned into like 10 years now. So in between there, I did a couple different things. Like I love kids. So I had, a little in-home daycare going on. So I actually was doing that as we started Little Movements. And then I wanted to get out of the house, like kind of back into corporate a little bit. And so while we were still working on getting this going, I worked for a contracting company in Lincoln, as like their office manager, which was okay. But I think like when COVID hit, it was like, dude, I have I have kids and they can't be in school.
Right.
It's kind of a good time for me to let that go and just focus on little movements.
Okay. So you've been doing it full time since 2020.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So tell me how that grew then. Obviously, you talked a little bit about COVID and how it grew, but what did you see the next year or two with your business?
So I think during that time too, my partner and I, like, we are such great friends, and we always knew that, like, going into it, we're like, if there's an issue, like, we will be fine.
Right.
We will work through this, and we're, honest with each other, and we'll work through it. And during that time, she had taken a remote job that was like awesome. And she is such a great seller. Like, she can sell like no other. And she had an awesome remote job that she really wanted to focus on full time. And I was so driven with this. Like, I just had zero doubts and I wanted to keep going. So we had to have those hard conversations about what it looked like for the future of Little Movements. And we decided to, I would buy her out and take her portion of the business and just keep this going. But I will say, like, she is still the biggest cheerleader.
Oh,
like,
I'm sure.
She's such a great person. Yeah. And what I love is I still am like, hey, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
Or
you
like,
can still get the feedback.
Yes. And so we have remained friends through that. I know not everybody can say that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So I'm thankful for that. But we switched to one owner in 2021, and that's when we then began Core.
I'm so excited to hear about Core because I have a hate with removable pads in swimsuits and bras and everything. I have ADD. I get stuff out of the dryer. I, of course, don't wash and dry things to what the tag says. And then I'm left with all of these stupid removable pads and I'm annoyed.
Oh, man, I know, girl.
And I was looking back, I was messaging you in 2023, like, oh, hey, I heard you might be doing a bra. I don't remember if you told me or someone else told me, but I'm dying to get my hands on a bra without removable pads.
That's so funny.
So I'm sure you heard that a lot for you to go start that endeavor into manufacturing. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So I think, like, then officially when I was like the sole owner, Lindsay and I both had this idea and had heard from our customers a lot about the removable padding. But when I became a sole owner, I think that was like, all right, Marissa, you have to take this to where you think it can go. And so we definitely heard from our customers a lot about sports bras and just like, hey, this one doesn't have the support I was hoping, like we would get returns. We started noticing ourselves that like the cups that you can remove were literally the same size in an extra small and a 3XL. Like we would buy all those sizes and the circles are the same.
That's crazy.
It's so silly. And so we really started to like question why is a sports bra made with these, and is there something else in the market? So we would do research together, and then eventually I just started like really digging deep into why this hasn't been done. I really couldn't find much on sports bras in general.
No, I was telling my husband about this last night, and he's like, what do you mean it's not an option to have one without removable pads? Because he puts mine in because I get so mad. And he's like, that is so idiotic. I'm like, I know. They're going to be millionaires. They're going to be millionaires. You're going to get, it's crazy.
Man, but it's been hard. It's been a lot harder than it seems.
I'm sure. I'm excited to hear about the manufacturing.
So it's like, why can't you just sew in the removable cup? But we're like, it's not really just like a cup that you want to sew in. Like you want this to be a padding that's like
lifting and not just like.
And it's not just two little circles that are only going to cover one person's nipple and not the other. Like, I don't know. So yes, that happened in 2021. I decided to survey our customers. We had like a good amount of subscribers through email and text and that. So I just sent out a survey to our customer base, and it was kind of a silly interview. Like it wasn't like yes or no questions. It was more like, hey, tell me about your dream sports bra. And if your dream sports bra was a celebrity, who would it be and why? Cute. Like, I just wanted to know, like, what does this look like? What does it act like? And then like the very final question was like, if there's anything that you could change about your sports bra, what would it be? And 98% of those, like, we didn't even say anything about padding. Like, there was nothing in that survey about padding, but 98% of those responses we had back said, get rid of the removable cups, build it in, sew it in, something like that. And so I just took that information and I was like, all right, so like Little Movements just has enough funding to like be Little Movements. Like, I don't know how to find outside money. Like, I don't know if I want to keep putting that risk on my family. Like, how can I even find, I know I need money and I know I need like a designer. I know I need a designer and probably a manufacturer, but I don't know how I'm going to find that. We'll just learn as we go.
Right.
So I just took all that information. I heard about a grant in Lincoln from, actually Brooke Mullen from Sapon.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. She's such a godsend. But she sent me, she's like, hey, there is this grant coming up. I think you'd be a great candidate. Like, you have to have this done by January 1st. So when we get to December 27th of 2021, I had a baby and was in the hospital. And I applied for that grant in the hospital.
Stop it.
Nursing my baby.
Oh my gosh. See, I got goosebumps.
And I was like, dude,
great.
you got to do what you got to do. You got to get this done. I just found out about it. I have to get this done. And so I did it there, where it's quiet, away from my other kids.
You had a little time.
Yes.
I mean, that is kind of nice.
Yes. And then 2 weeks later, I found out that we were a finalist. So
2 weeks? That's pretty good.
It was awesome.
Not like 6 months?
Yes, it was awesome. And so then because it was still kind of like a COVID time, the next thing was an interview, and it was all through Zoom. So I just remember I had her on my wrap, and I was standing up, and I was pitching. And we found out then, probably a week later that we had received it. So
oh my gosh, amazing.
That was huge for us. It was $25,000, which doesn't seem like a ton of money, but to a small business.
I feel like that seems like a lot. That's great.
To a small business, who is trying to get a product going. It was like life-changing. So it also came with like connections, and I had to take some classes and stuff like that. But throughout this process, I found a woman who does some design work in Lincoln, Nebraska. She helped us take our vision and our customer's vision and bring like the design to life.
Okay.
And she did so awesome. Like, she is listed as an inventor on the patent, like, did a great job.
It's patented.
We also got that paid for through the grant, which was really nice. But it has taken, like, I just got it finalized. It has taken like years.
Wow.
Yes. So that's been interesting. But yeah, so that helped us bring it to light. We only had enough funding then to make 100 of them. We used like 22 for marketing. So I remember that day we had 88 bras to sell. And the year was 2022. It was like September of 2022. And we sold out in 22 minutes.
Oh
so
my
I was like,
gosh.
22 is my new favorite number. I love
Yeah,
this.
you and Taylor Swift.
Yeah. But from then, it was kind of like an oh shit moment, because I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And I think that was kind of just like that was definitely a learning curve for me too, because I just thought, well, maybe I'll just have her like manufacture another round. But she's like, hey, listen, like, I probably can't make more than 100. I don't have the right machinery.
Oh, okay.
So from there, it was.
So this gal was the designer and manufacturer.
She made them all in her basement in Lincoln.
What?
Yeah, she's a badass. And it was so good. It was so good.
Wow.
She also helped me like have lots of meetings with other manufacturers throughout America. We just couldn't find one that like I had enough money to.
Because their minimums were so big.
They were so high.
Yeah,
so
that's
high.
scary.
Yes. And so I knew like from there, I probably would need to find funding somewhere else. So I took on my first investors then in April of 2003.
And how was that process?
It definitely is scary. Like as someone like who doesn't know that game at all, like I have learned so much about that over the last 2 years. But this was a company that had been interested in us for a while. And I took on, it's called debt equity. So it's kind of like a repayment where you don't give away as big of a percentage.
Okay.
But you do have to make payments every month, But it was a good opportunity for me at least to get started with it. From there, I was connected to another manufacturing company, and I really wanted to work on like extending the brand and getting more depth to our inventory and stuff like that. So I worked with this woman in Omaha that I was connected to for a couple of years. We worked on really trying to get the bra perfected. We made a matching legging, which I loved. Like, it was a product I was really proud of, and it took a really long time. And then what happened was I was ready to like have her make them. Really excited to keep it in Nebraska and so that I could check on it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was exciting.
And then
bum, bum, bum. Yes. So I don't know. I mean, I've never listened to an entrepreneur story where everything went great. So I try to like keep that in mind, and I never cried about it. I was like, it's going to be okay. But what ended up happening was, we had, a timeline of, a sequence of events that was going to happen. And, she'd get our first payment and she would start the process and buy the materials that we had been working with for 2 years and get the tech pack ready, which is all the instructions you need to make the sports bra, and have everything done and ready to go. And she had a partner that was going to help her then manufacture this. Well, what ended up happening was we paid her, she got going on the process. We heard everything was going as planned, and then the deadline was missed. And it was okay, but we were launching in a week. Like we were expecting to have these then, in our possession. And it was going to be okay though. We just let our customers know it might be like a week after launch that we start shipping. Well, what ended up happening was we got our product then a week after we launched and already sold a ton.
Oh, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Expecting it to be exactly like the prototype was that I'd been working on for so long. And
oh my gosh.
The material she purchased with the money was not the material that was approved. The padding was like literal cardboard.
Was she like trying to make a buck or what? You think she was trying to like save money?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That makes me sick.
And I'm like a small town girl who like I trust so easily. Like and
it's local. I mean,
yeah,
you would think
for sure. And you want to keep your reputation. I would assume like strong. It was so sad though because it was a total loss. Like we received 500 units that were. I'm like, do these go to the landfill? Like this is so sad. Like what is happening?
And then you have to refund everyone. Not to mention
that's what I was like, do we have to like, is this a total loss? And so when we talk about reputation, I was like, I thought I had a decent one. And now I'm like, this is going to be awful. Like might take us down. So we had really hard conversations and she had to repurchase everything that was approved and redo this. But the problem with that was like, it created that I was worried about like losing trust with the customers.
100%.
And I had to be like, hey guys, like we had an issue. It's going to be 6 to 8 weeks, and then deadlines just kept getting missed and missed and missed. So I literally would go to Omaha and sit there and like watch them to make sure that like they were working. It was so uncomfortable, man. I don't want to go back to that moment. I think
like, actually now today's the first day I'm going to cry.
Yeah, right. No, I try to like block that out a little bit, but that happened. We've still to this day only received half of our products. And so we, there's attorneys involved and things like that.
Yeah.
And
awful.
it was kind of a sucky thing to go through. But I think what that did was like push me to a different level of like entrepreneurship. And I had to take ownership in who I was inviting in. And I realized that like we can do the bulk of the business here, but I have to have a partner that like understands and wants to take ownership in the product itself as well. Right. So just kind of became a savage after that.
Yeah. We love a savage. Wow.
Yes.
So then how did you find your next partner?
Okay. So
did you go overseas?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
have to, right?
Yeah. So in the midst of this, I did take on another investor, and he has been an amazing asset. Like he he understands the retail process and e-commerce process really, really well. And also like has worked in attorney offices. So like is very helpful to me in a lot of aspects. But basically, I think after this, I was like, no one's coming to save you. You got to do this.
Yeah.
If you're going to do this, do it. So something had landed in my newsfeed one day about an athletic wear company that had gone bankrupt. And I was like, God dang, what happened? You know,
Can I
like
get your
I
inventory?
know. Yeah. I'm like, did the same thing happen to them?
Yeah,
Like what happened?
yeah.
So I went on LinkedIn and I searched around to find like people who worked at this company. And I literally asked everybody for a meeting because I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to get from this, but maybe I'll understand what I can do differently, or maybe they'll have connections to someone who is a manufacturer.
Right.
And I got a meeting with someone and she was so helpful in just like, she never shared like who their manufacturer was or anything like that. And I would never ask that. But she was like, these are places you should go and have meetings. And these are, you know, even if we think about market, like sourcing, like
yes.
These are places you should go and you should have meetings and see what you can come up with. So I did. I went to New York very quickly after that and had meetings. And it was great because it was like I could interview as many people as I wanted to. And they are, you know, manufacturers that are overseas, but I could meet them face to face.
Right.
I could feel their product. Cause I think so much of that, you know, Lindsay and I had toyed with creating our own and trying to find our own manufacturers overseas. And it was so difficult to communicate and to understand what you were actually getting. And so going there and having those meetings face to face and being able to select a partnership then to create samples with was the game changer. So that was in January, and we decided on a partnership in January with them. And we have 2 different places it's being made, both in Vietnam and China.
Cool.
So what was awesome, though, is that it just felt like a fresh start. Like it's all we're starting from the bottom up, you know.
Right.
They helped us make a few changes to the sports bra that make it way better than it was. We were able to add in 3 new products to it and create our own size guide, which is true to American sizing, which is great.
Yeah.
Their communication has been like on par. And so we've had nothing but good experiences since this transition.
Great.
And I just think, you know, if I hadn't gone through all that at
Right.
the end of last year, I wouldn't have been so motivated to find someone new.
For sure. I also think like that first loss obviously was huge, but then I imagine, okay, what if you didn't do that and you did decide to go overseas by yourself, and then if that didn't go as planned, like it could have been a bigger loss. You know what I mean? So it's almost like
And it's so much money that it's so scary. Like
Yeah.
it's scary to put so much money into something and then it's a loss. Like what?
Yeah.
Like now what? You know?
terrifying. Oh my goodness.
Yes. So nothing but good experiences since then with them. And we actually just got our samples today for our fall. Like we'll have another launch in the fall. So we've got some new products that we're designing with them, and it got a couple of samples today. So I'm excited about that too.
So is this the fall one that we have here?
So we have, actually this is going to launch on Friday.
Okay. So July 11th, this
July
is launching.
11th.
Is there a time?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. I love
10
it.
a.m.
10 a.m.
Yes, and so we have 4 colors. We have this teal color you see here. I have like this
cute.
berry on.
I love that. That's cute.
We've got like a navy color and then your typical black.
Amazing.
And 4 different pieces. So we've got size small to extra large in the leggings, the bikers, and the jacket. And then our bras run a little differently in size because there's no cups. It's like permanent built-in padding.
That's crazy.
So they run like small, medium, medium, large, large, extra large.
Oh, great. I love
I hope
that.
to like add more sizes in the future. We just really wanted to understand like the whole production and what
for
sizes
sure.
our people want
soft.
and all of that.
I also think that's another thing to note when, like, you know, we I guess maybe me, I don't know if you're addicted to TikTok like I am, but when brands come out, like Paige DeSorbo's line, it's like, where's the inclusivity? And it's like, I understand, but it is so hard when you have a business. Like, how everything's manufactured. It's like small to large or extra large, and then it's like a whole nother business for this. And it's not the same cuts, it's not the same fabrics.
Dude, I know.
And it's like, I don't know why the market is like that, but that is what it's like. So for, you know, us business owners, that's what it was. It's like a whole nother bit. Then you have to do photo shoots with this. So I totally understand. I think your size range with extra large is good too. But
absolutely,
I just want to say that because I feel like it's something that, you know, I would randomly get commented on with my Hello Ruby stuff. And
it is.
It just, I don't know why it's like that, but that is.
I think there's like, I'm like, there's something there. Like, there's like a little business there. But
for sure,
it's so true. Because if you buy, you know, you can buy the 2 smalls, 2 mediums, 2 larges for the same price as you buy it 2 extra larges, the 1 1XL, the 1 2XL, and the 1 3XL. And it just, you have to take into account with your money, like what is selling better and what isn't selling. And then if it's not selling, like, is it worth it to your business?
Right.
So what I'm excited about, when you are able to manufacture your own, you can add in, you know, the quantities that you want of each size that you want, which is very helpful. So I do think we'll learn a lot.
Also, I feel like scary because you're like, well, what? Which ones do I do? I mean, are you looking at data from your past sales?
Yes. So we looked at data from our past sales for our collection. But what's super interesting is we just got our first wholesale partnership with Shields in Overland Park.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm excited about that. Thank you. But I'm really interested to see what sells there in the first week. So it's just been there for a week. And in the first week, our large and extra larges are selling majority there.
Wow.
So I'm like, it's different than our store. And also the color black doesn't sell very well in our store. And that's what's selling the majority there too. So I think there's different markets all over the place.
That is so interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited to learn about that a little bit more with this launch for sure.
That's great. Well, I'm so excited to try it. So if this collection, okay, wait, Revival. This is the collection name?
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's kind of spicy.
I know, but I had a note here. Oh, she is not starting over. She is coming back stronger.
Yes.
I love that.
Thank you.
It's so cute.
It was
and now that I understand your story, it makes it even better because that's exactly what.
Thank you.
What happened?
Yeah. But I think, cool. You know, it's like life and fitness, all the things. But then I'm like, oh my gosh. And then my business, like, it does feel like a revival to me. It feels like a product unlike anything I've been able to offer before. But because I had to come back from that loss. And then I think about, like, you know, a woman who is maybe coming back to her journey in fitness. Like, I want her to put this on and feel like, all right, I'm here day one. Yeah. Let's go.
That's me every week. Know? So I really appreciate that. Literally.
There you go, girl.
Oh man, I'm at Lifetime working and I'm like waving at everyone working out.
Dude, it's so hard when you own a business though. It's like, oh my gosh, I have all this.
I know. It's
do.
like, well, I have to work.
And your mom.
Yeah.
So
how old are your kids?
So I have a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
You have 4?
Yes.
Stop it. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
So what do they think of you with all this stuff? Do they come to events?
So, oh yeah, it's pretty much all that they've, you know, when we've been doing it for 7 years, it's kind of all they remember of me. Like, my boys are just, they're so used to seeing sports bras all over the place and the talk about sports bras, or like, you know, if their iPad is connected to my photos, they're like model pictures. Yeah.
They're like, oh.
Yes. But I think it's like, my kids are a huge motivation for me to not fail too. Cause I'm like, I've been working way too hard for them to see this not go big. Yeah. So, I hope that they can learn from it too, that hard work pays off. And, you know, sometimes you get stuck and you have trials and errors, but just keep going.
Love it. So what's your big goal in the next 3 to 5 years with Core?
My big goal is like to definitely just stay with the forecasted plan. Like, I'm like, we can stick with our forecasted plan and keep growing in the way that we are planning to. I want to just keep going in that way. I don't know. I just have been a little bit, I want to keep an open mind with where it goes. I have a lot of ideas on where I hope it goes, but I think if I can stick to the forecasted plan and just keep going with our numbers and keep advertising and being creative and still loving it, it will go where it's supposed to. I actually went to a women's athletic wear conference at the beginning of June in Boston.
Oh, cool.
With some of my friends own a gym in Lincoln called Victorous.
Oh, yeah.
And
I remember you doing giveaways and stuff.
Yes.
With them and, yeah.
We are close knit, and it's been amazing to be around people like that too, where you can kind of, you know, just collaborate on all kinds of things. And so I went with them, and there was a lot of talk about sports bras there and a lot of cool people there. And I just hadn't been around people who also were sharing in some of the same like thoughts as me. And I actually had 2 Lululemon bra designers come up to the booth, and they were like feeling the bra, and they were like, they're like, tell us about this. And I'm like, if you guys want to ever like buy the patent, like, you know, just let me know. Like, here's my card.
Literally.
Just like blurt it out in front of them.
Okay, but also like, let's follow up with them.
Let's just put that in the universe.
Yeah. Oh, that's happening.
Yeah, see what happens. But that was super cool to talk to them too, because they have 8 people on their bra design team in Canada. And they told me that this previous one that they launched, it took them 3 years to complete. And I'm like, well, we're on year 4 here. So I think it was just really cool to be around people like that. And I think
you're like, finally, someone understands what I'm going through.
Yes. And someday if a bigger company wants to, if it's a product that, you know, takes off in the way that I hope it does, if a bigger company sees that a smaller company has really like done the work, why wouldn't they want to buy a patent?
It'll be on Shark Tank. Then we'll be a swimsuit line.
Yeah, I get asked that a lot. Yeah. I do think there's a huge need. Yes.
Same thing.
Yeah. I imagine that testing, like, that'd be so interesting to see if like this would work in that, you know, like the technology behind it, or if it would like soak up water. I don't know. It'd be interesting to figure out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So tell me about your patent journey.
Yes. Okay, so I got super lucky with that grant. I got connected to a patent attorney and all of that, but it has taken way longer than I expected. And it's
whole
expensive.
Process is crazy.
Yes. Yeah. So there's actually not a ton of patent attorneys in Nebraska. I found like it took me a little while, and then I had some help finding one here in Omaha. But we've got design completed, and then the utility is provisional. So hopefully it sounds like the utility is going to happen soon, but when it's provisional, it's taking a little bit longer.
And what does that mean exactly?
It's basically like pending.
Okay.
So it goes in front of an examiner.
Okay.
Like your product goes in front of an examiner, and he looks at the tech pack, or she looks at the tech pack and all of your attorney's remarks and things like that. And then the examiner decides, well, this sports bra looks similar, or it looks like this sports bra has similar materials used within it. We actually thought, which the utility one is harder to get, and we actually thought that the utility one was going to happen before the design, but the design has happened first, and now we're just waiting on provisional.
Interesting.
Yes, but the patent office right now is a little bit slow.
Oh, right now?
Right now, yeah. So, but I've heard stories of people who have them, and they do. It's been in the works this is the 4th year it's been in the works. So I do think utility will happen soon, but I'm excited about the patent for now.
Yeah. Holy cow. And what's your favorite color in this launch?
You know, I had the hardest time. The first set that I made mine was the navy. I love the navy color.
Yeah.
But like today I've got on, I just like them.
That's
I
cute.
like them all.
Yeah.
It seems to be, we did sneak them on the floor a little early in the store, and this seems to be the best seller in store so far. So I'm anxious to see on Friday, like, what color people pick.
I like that they're all darker.
Me too. Yeah.
So then it's like, oh, I'm,
yes,
on my legs or butt or whatever.
Yes. And like I have had lots of questions about like the sweat through it. So one of my favorite reviews, I've had like my friends who have tested or gotten early access. One of my friends, she ran 4.5 miles on the 4th of July outside and had on the bikers, and she's like, oh my gosh, these are the most sweat proof. And she like took a picture and
she's
like no sweat.
I'm
like, oh, I love that so much. But
that's so exciting.
I do love the material. The material is like something that I was
it is really
very
soft.
Like picky on.
Yeah. I mean, this is like, oops, I just hit my mic. This is like thick.
It is thick, yes.
It's good.
And I like the band. We made the band, since we switched manufacturing companies, we've made some changes. Like we added some length to the bra, and we added a longer band as well. The padding's sewn in a little bit different, and then it has more give up here just with the materials we used as well.
Oh, I'm excited to try it.
Yes.
love.
Thank you.
So if she this little gal here was a celebrity, what would she be? Like, what did your people say on your?
Okay, so my favorite was Sarah Blakely for sure.
Oh my God, who is that?
So she owns Spanx, or she did own Spanx. She sold it.
Yes,
but the creator of 100%,
Spanx, because she would go into Nordstrom and like put it out, right?
Yes,
like, wasn't she the one that did that?
Oh yeah, she would like put it out randomly. Baller, and I love following her journey too. She started a company called Sneaks now too. Like,
oh, I've never heard of that.
Yes, but that was probably my favorite. And I'm like, okay, so she's like playful but driven and powerful, and
sounds like you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's good. It really does.
Thank you.
Really does. So what kind of feedback do you get from your customer that you're like, yes, nailed it?
Yes. So
I guess you'll find out soon.
Yes. And I have been asking, I'm like, can you guys give me like a review? Like, let me know. And so I have some that we're going to wait to post until after the launch, I think, but I'm hoping to go live either tomorrow or Friday and just talk about them a little bit. But I loved the sweaty, like, hey, it's not like showing through.
Right.
But as far as like the sports bra, I just love hearing people's reaction when they put it on. Like, I always want to have my phone out and like recording when they put it on. But just, I think the material, I love that. Like, I don't have to worry about my nipples showing. Like, as a mom of 4, the removable cups weren't working for me, and I don't want my nipples to show.
Right.
Like, I just don't want that. So I do love that as well. And then I think there's this female bond around the hate of these removable pads.
Yeah, 100% true.
So that has been very like just reinforcing the idea and trying to move forward with it. But
what are we going to hate now that we can't hate this?
God,
can't hate
right?
that.
God, we're going to take it on some price swimsuits for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's my game or not for a few years at least.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, a lot of people ask us like, why hasn't anybody done this yet?
Yeah.
Like, it seems easy. So I think like the true answer to that is that like the removable pads are cheap and easy, and you can have the cutest, aesthetically like pleasing sports bra ever that still has removable
You wear it
pads.
one time and then you're pissed because it looks like shit after that.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
But it's easy for companies to do that, and they're still going to sell the crap out of them because they're cute. Like, and we sell them from other people that we buy too with the removable pads. Doesn't mean it's not cute. But I just wanted something that was unlike anything else and made you feel truly confident and powerful in it.
Yeah. And I think, too, the biggest success stories in businesses are ones that solve a problem. And obviously, I think you're solving that problem. So
I'm working hard.
So excited
girl.
for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I really am. It's amazing. And then you have a storefront now, though, right?
We do.
Okay,
yes.
so tell me about that.
Yes. So I kind of eased into the storefront idea. I subleased for a year from another boutique just to she invited me in, and I just kind of wanted to see if that was something that I was interested in or not.
Yeah.
And it was pretty low risk for me. I just had to pay her, rent, and it was a good way to ease into it.
Yeah.
I loved it. And I was like, let's do this. Like, I got to have a space anyway for all my stuff. I got to have a space to ship it out of.
And you're going to pay for a unit anyway. Yeah.
And we would get questions a lot about being able to try things on. And I didn't really have that option. And especially now that we have this brand that's like a little bit different, I'm glad we have that opportunity for people to try our clothes on and just like touch and feel. So I also decided I wanted to back off of pop-ups. I'm sure you feel this too, but like, as a mom of 4 and all their sporting stuff on the weekends, like I was feeling like a little beat down on, going places and doing pop-up events. So I wanted to ease up on it.
A lot to haul it, set it up, be there, tear it down.
Yes. I wanted to ease up on it a little bit. So I did find a space it's in Prescott and Lincoln. And to lower the risk, like I did invite in some people who sublease from me. Yeah. So that has been very helpful in, meeting the monthly budget goals and things like that.
And staffing's probably better too.
And staffing is better. Yes, for sure. So we kept our hours pretty simple. We're just open Wednesday through Sunday. So we're closed 2 days of the week, which gives me time to focus on other things in the business, or like if I want to take a long weekend, I don't have to worry about, how's the staff doing? Are they doing okay?
Right.
Things like that. But it has been a positive experience so far. Yeah. And
what year did you start that?
So we would have opened in 2023.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just a couple years, and it's a 3-year lease. So we're 2 years down already. It's gone so fast.
I know. That's crazy.
Yes. So, we'll see. I have enjoyed having it and having that opportunity. I'm just going to keep grinding away with core, see how it goes. And if people still love the store, we'll keep moving with it.
Right. So then are you on a schedule, I imagine not based on your manufacturing stories, but a schedule for like launches for core?
Yes, we are now.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So what does that look like for everyone?
Our next one will be in October.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
And I like to say that loosely because I do have PTSD from this whole situation.
Maybe. Hopefully.
But I know I was so scared to release like our July 11th date because I'm like, will it actually happen? And it is happening. And so loosely October. Like I said, I think our samples are getting there today.
Ooh.
So we're going to do a few different colors. We're adding in a few different products. And I'm excited about that. So that will be for sort of our like fall holiday, like winter holiday.
Yeah.
And then the New Year's, January is always like a bigger month for fitness.
Everyone's starting to work out, allegedly.
Yes, girl. So hopeful for 4 launches next year, like working with each quarter. Yep.
Great.
So a little bit more every year and, just being strategic in the products that we launch with the bra. And then I hope to have another design next year in the bra as well and just keep, slowly growing, but making sure the products are like good and legit.
Yes.
Rather than quickly getting them here.
Yeah. Absolutely. So if there's someone out there looking to start a business, what advice would you give them? Or start even a new project or...
Yeah. I mean, I think like you have to go all in as scary as it is. Like it didn't change for me until I did that. And then it was, you do kind of become that business a little bit. But I think I would suggest like going all in and just like, if you believe in it, don't quit. Because there's so many times I would have quit.
I know.
There's so many things that happened over the past 3 years that I'm not sure that, if I didn't love what I do, I don't think I would have continued it. But I really believe in it and I'm passionate about it. And I think as long as those two things are aligned with your personality and you just keep going all in.
Yep.
It's going to be great.
And how has the Lincoln community been for you? I imagine great.
Yes. Amazing.
Yeah. I obviously only know Omaha, which Omaha is great. And every time like Wax Buffalo's Lincoln Market is always so good and everyone's so nice. And it seems like the small business owner crew over there is really great too.
Yes, absolutely. It's a great group of entrepreneurs. Like I found out about our space going up for lease because I walked into Wax Buffalo and Alicia was working in the Haymarket and she's like,
"Oh,
hey.
Is it that?"
So I am by her.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
I am by her and Brooke Mullen with Sapon, Paper Kite.
Okay.
Patino Shoes. We've got Goldenrod Pastries, The Mill. Like it's just a really cool area to be a part of. But like I always try to be a person who will like invite new entrepreneurs in. Like this morning I had a meeting with somebody who's starting a business that's, it's also like an apparel type of thing, but trying to be an open book for those people because I needed that and I didn't have it and I had to learn a lot of things really shitty ways. So I'm like, if I can help somebody just even a little bit in some kind of a way, I hope that I can be that person.
Yeah. That's amazing. Anything else? Where can we find you? On Instagram?
Yes. So, we have Little Movements Apparel on Instagram. And then we did start a separate account for our core movement. So we've also got that, which is very specific to our product. We've also got a website, littlemovementsapparel.com. And then
tomorrow's the big day.
And Friday, tomorrow.
Well,
oh my gosh, because it comes tomorrow. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so Friday is a big day. Friday at 10 a.m. And it's both in store and online. And then I guess if you're listening near Overland Park, we are at Shields in Overland Park as well.
That's amazing. Thanks so much for coming on. It's so good to chat with you. And it's so nice. It's like I've known you for so long, but now I feel like I really know your whole story.
Thank you.
I loved going behind the business with you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. Thank you.